See, I tried to tell y'all about Manscaped a while ago, but you didn't listen. This stopped being about nuts a long time ago. Manscaped is for your overall grooming experience, for your overall hygiene experience. Now we have the Beard Hedger Pro Kit. You can look all up in this little box right here that Manscaped provided for me, and you be like, well, Voch, if this is supposed to be a top tier beard trimmer, where's all the guards, Voch? How do I adjust the length for my beard? Let me tell you something, man. Manscaped is pushing the envelope. They have an internal beard length adjustment trimmer. This has 20 different notches on it for 20 different lengths. And just look, come on, bro. That's 20 different notches. So whether you got a beard like me or a beard like Law Nation, we got something for you. Easy to clean. You pop this thing right off, clean it up, pop it right back on. And it is waterproof anyway, so it shouldn't be getting super duper dirty anyway. Inside of this kit, man, we have beard conditioner, beard balm. We have a beard shampoo and a beard oil. One day my beard's gonna get thick enough to use some beard oil, but you get a free gift that comes with this package. You get a beard brush, a beard comb, and beard scissors. So when you do have that big, thick, long beard, you just want to make those small adjustments, right? Manscaped sends you some beard scissors on the house. You can't beat this deal with a stick. So listen, man, go get you one of these, man. Use promo code VOCH20 for 20% off and free shipping, and they ship internationally. Listen, man, it's normally your balls will thank you, but we got beard trimmers, so now your beard will thank you, your face will thank you. We're gonna stick with beard. Your beard will thank you. Before we get into the film today, I need to let you know this is a very highlighted version of the film session. I got a couple plays for y'all, maybe about 6 or 7. If you want the full film session where we watch 2 or 3 games, then you need to go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. That's where we're going to be watching the Jalen Carter film as a whole. We got what I got Kentucky, Florida, and Oregon. We're going to be watching those games in full. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. See y'all over there, man. Appreciate you. Salute. Come on in. We got the first draft season film session of the year, and it is for Jalen Carter, defensive lineman from Georgia. We're going to talk a little bit about him today as a run defender. We're going to talk about him as a pass rusher, the different places on the offensive line where you can play him. The first bit of this is going to be film breakdown, and then the second half, we're going to have a conversation about him. So be sure to stay tuned. So Jalen Carter, man, like this dude is just he's so special. He's so fun to watch, and he reminds me so much of Quentin Williams when he was coming out in the draft process, right? Please ignore those arrows. They're all over the place. But he reminds me of Quentin Williams in the draft process because of the technique that he used in the run game, and he paired that with just his physical tools, right? How he just roll out the bed, fresh out the box, better than people physically. And that was so fun about, Quentin. But I think there may be a little more upside to Jalen Carter because of his athleticism, right? So Jalen Carter has the power and two gappy strength, stack, sheddy technique stuff to where he can do odd front stuff, right? He can line up in a 4-eye, 2, play head up on the end, head up on the guard, and, two gap. And then he has the athleticism. We're going to show you a lot of that. He has athleticism where you can put him in A gap or B gap and be like, all right, well, be an A gap pass rusher on this play, or just be a B gap player on this play, get a one-on-one block in B gap, something like that versus a guard, where he can do all those things. I didn't really think of Quentin Williams as like a super duper athletic big dude. Like he was a good moving for his size big dude. But I didn't think of him as like an athletic big dude. I think of Jalen Carter as an athletic big dude. But let's talk about the two gap and stuff that Jalen Carter is really, really good at. You just see Jalen Carter routinely punch people's son in the chest and control them. And, sometimes he gets rid of them and he'll go make a play on the ball carrier. Other times he'll just take them with him to the ball carrier, just like this, right? Because it's half technique. Half of this is just knowing when to strike, where to put your hands, how to just read leverages and things like that. That's half the battle, right? But the other half of this battle is just simply being better than people. And that's really what carries him a lot of the way. Take a look at this play. And look, I normally show you O-line, D-line exchanges in the cartel view up close, but look at the wide view. And I had to show, actually, let me just show you cartel view first so you understand what I'm saying here, right? This is cartel view. Here we go. Jalen Carter's in front of this linebacker number 10 right here, right? But you're going to see Jalen Carter beat the tackle and, go make a play on the ball carrier. Like that's cool, right? him stacking and shedding and taking his dude to the ball carrier. That's fine, right? But it's when you watch it on the wide view is when you see Jalen Carter take this man's soul away. He took somebody's son's soul away. And that's why these wide angles are so important when we're evaluating Jalen Carter, man, because you see how easy it is for him to boom, punch, get long in the arms, find the ball carrier. All right, jump. I'm either going to get rid of you. You can hold me if you want to. I'm going to get rid of you, or we're going to the ball carrier together. This time he took him and the tackle to the ball carrier together. It's fantastic work. Even in these situations, right? Jalen Carter is going to be versus a counter right here from Florida. It's the same concept, right? On this part of the counter, he's going to be taking on a down block from the center. Same thing, right? I'm going to get my hands inside of you. I'm going to extend, get you off of me, and find the ball carrier and get rid of you and cross the face. And crossing face is the that's the right technique that you use when you're being down block versus counter. But hey, man, it just looks so smooth when Jalen do it. It just looks so fun when you see Jalen do it, man. Let's move on to something else. So there's going to be times where Jalen Carter faces double teams, right? And I mean, what else you going to do is Jalen Carter, you're going to have to double team him. And this is what makes me believe that he can play one tech in the league, because, you will get doubled in B gap sometimes, but you're really going to get doubled in A gap a lot, right? But I mean, even when you see Jalen Carter deal with these double teams, right, whether he's running, whether he's managing double teams so a linebacker can run free, or he'll just beat the double team and go make the play, or he'll take the double team to the ball carrier, like Jalen Carter is capable of all that. Right here, this is more of a combo, really, but in concept, double teams combos for a short period of time, it's the same thing, right? Somebody's gonna have to come off on the linebacker. 45 and 70 here, they're blocking Jalen Carter together. Somebody's gonna come off on the linebacker. But if Jalen Carter's so good, somebody may not come off on the linebacker, right? But this ain't even about the linebacker, because Jalen Carter's just good enough to deal with both of these blocks and get the ball carrier on his own. That's the fun part about it. Sometimes dudes take up double teams where we're like, all right, this is your play for the, this is you linebacker, this is your play to make. But sometimes Jalen Carter makes that play for you, which is fantastic on his end. And I just love the hat level right here. Take a look at him, right? He's going to come off the football. Take a look at him. Boom, 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 boom. Hat level low. Lower than everybody else. He's not super tall. He's like 6'2", 300 and some odd pounds, whatever it is. Combine nerds. Whenever combine happens, let me know. This will be an old video by then. But the hat level to get low, control the double team. Then he's going to get rid of dudes and find the football and make the play on the ball carrier. Amazing. Or this play here, in theory, Jalen Carter is going to take on this double team so number 2 can run free. And, Jalen doesn't make the play here because the ball ends up way front side. But ain't nobody blocking number 2. Not a soul is touching number 2 right here, the linebacker. And, somebody on the front side makes a play. But, hell, if they didn't make the play, ain't nobody touching 2. Why? Because Jalen Carter's smoking this double team right here. Hey man, listen, bro. Listen, everybody just calm down for a second. Just put down your phone and just, grab a snack, get some water. Everybody saw this on Twitter or whatnot. I didn't see it because, I be watching football casually around this time, college football casually. But boy, oh boy, just in case you didn't see it, please put everything down, stop what you're doing, park your car. We got to watch this in silencio. Cut the music down. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, sir. Well, you gotta watch Cartel View with the look, sir. Hey, listen, bro. Why you gotta? Why you doing all this, man? What the business is? Why you gotta hit the ground like that? That's why y'all wore green today, so there would be no threat to grass stains in y'all pants today. That's why you wore green. That's smart, man. Y'all had a little bit of foresight. Say, hey man, we're gonna line up against Jalen Carter today. We don't want no grass stains on our pants. Let's just wear green. Like, bro, you ain't gotta do all that to him, man. Have some class, Jalen Carter. Grow up. While we're on the Oregon film, we can go ahead and get into some of this pass rush take that I had on Jalen Carter. Like, if I had to nitpick anything, and I really mean like nitpick, I think Jalen Carter would be a perfect prospect. And like I said, this nitpicking, right? Get out my comments, F off. I think if Jalen Carter like really refined his pass rush moves and really like went to the Aaron Donald college of big pass rushy guys, right? And rush with a plan, maybe, you know what I mean? I think he would get a lot more sack production, right? I think he's physically talented enough to beat up on dudes in front of him, and that can get him pressures, right? Because if you watch Jalen Carter, he'll get a lot of pressures. And I just go, man, I wonder if he just did like something different here or there, would that be a sack? I'll show you another example. Like here, right? Ignore the arrow. Like here, right? Coming off the ball, right? And just physically whooping somebody's son to create a pressure, right? I wonder like if he had a pass rush plan, would that pressure be a sack? And look, don't get me wrong, man. Pressures are beautiful, man. Here's Jalen Carter right here. That same play just on the wide view, just physically imposing. I wonder like if, you know, in this bull rush, boom, 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 maybe if he gets rid of this dude one step early, can he get rid of him and go make a play on the quarterback or something like that? I don't know. These are just things that I think about when I watch Jalen Carter get pressure on people. Let me just show you one more. Now, see, this time he was like, all right, cool. We're going to do some work to the outside. Then I'm going to swim back inside. Look at the look at the swim on that, right? You know what I mean? Like he's physically gifted, man. Like he has the agility, man. He has the movement. He has the power to where if he does this every time when he pass rush, not necessarily swim move, right? But if he goes, all right, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. Is it going to be that easy for him every time? All he got to do is actually like sack Anthony Richardson here and it'll be a sack. But I just wonder, right? Can we refine that and make it better? I know it's going to be people in the chat. Hey, mind your business. I'm nitpicking, right? I'm constantly letting y'all know I'm not hating on his pass rush ability. He has natural abilities, but I'm nitpicking here, right? I wonder if he could just go to the Aaron Donald school of big dudes whooping people. Take a look at him right here. Aaron Donald school of oversized men moving fast pass rushers. What can his sack numbers be opposed to his pressure numbers? And this is just me saying, hey, I got to have a con about the guy. So here's me having a con about the guy. You know what I mean? Fun player. Fantastic player. I'm a big fan of him. Right now, so far, he's the best player I have in the draft, but he's also the first player that I've watched. So, you know, y'all hang around on this journey with me, then I'll give you some updates whenever I get there. But as a player, you can play him all up and down the line of scrimmage. You can move him around all over the place. They even got footage of him like standing up. I'm not doing all that with him, you know what I mean? But hey, if you want to be athletic, you know, Jalen Carter, stand up guy to where, you know, sometimes on one of these pass rush plays, you want to, do some gap exchanges, mess with the O-line, confuse them a little bit. You just stand up Jalen Carter. Then, of course, do that. But for the most part, man, put that dude's hands in the dirt. Either let him two gap people or let him athletically get up and down the field in A gap or B gap. What I would super prefer if there is a defensive coordinator that can take this dude and let him do both things, right? It's where you see, he ain't going to the Cowboys, right? But I look at guys like Dan Quinn. They could take a dude and be like, all right, well, some plays you're going to be the 0. Some plays you're going to be the 3. Sometimes you're going to be head up on the 4-2 gap, and sometimes you're going to be just shooting A gap, right? I want a defense coordinator that can take a guy like Jalen Carter and do right by him to let him use all of his skill set and not just a piece of it. All right. That's all we got for y'all today, man. This is pretty fun. I'm gonna drop another film session fast. Don't get used to that pace. I'm just trying to get these Manscaped videos out. So shouts out to y'all. But it is draft season, and draft season will be, you'll be getting film like this. You'll be getting film over on the patreon.com. Don't forget it. To where we're gonna watch the whole Jalen Carter film session, right? So where we're going to watch the whole games of Jalen Carter over on patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Don't forget about that goodness over there. And I think that's all I got for y'all today, man. Follow me on Twitter, VOCHLOMBARDI, my non-football platform, twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all hold down for the Doski Wilson and Peasky Whiskey. Draft Jalen Carter early and don't overthink the whole, D tackle thing. I can find somebody better in the later rounds. Nah, man, get over yourself. Peace, y'all.